Take care of labor.
Only intended for a plain cat.
You don't want to die of...
Like, there was that...
They're not going to win, though. I'll bet any amount of money that
Trump's not going to win?
I'll bet any amount of money.
You don't think so?
Right now, I would. If either of you guys want to take a bet, I'll make any bet that Trump's not going to win.
Do you think it's going to be...
I think you can win.
Want to take a bet
Do you
on
think...
I think you should win.
Want to bet? Money?
Yeah, actually I do, because that will make it a little bit easier to deal with if he does win.
Okay, Adam's $20.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, all right. I'll bet Adam's $20.
I will, too.
So you have my extra 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Adam, you have $40 on the line.
Well, you gave me
That's why I looked out in your car.
Oh, really?
I gave you 20, but I had $40 in my pocket.
Yeah, so I took 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like that's fair.
He just takes your $40. Yeah.
You're not a negotiator.
Not at all, no.
Dude, you being in business is a funny thought. You would be
very
so
funny.
courteous to the opposition.
I'm like approving all the loans. I don't know how this shit works at all as a bank.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you want this loan, you just gotta swearsies that you'll pay it back. You just gotta look. You gotta look me in the eyes and promise.
I'd be a terrible loan officer.
I trust you, bro. I
well, you'd
trust
be
you.
so kind that you would suck at it. Okay, so something that I've wanted to get your guys' opinion on is like smash or pass for a few people.
All right, let's go.
So I think we talked about this a little bit last night, but I'll like name some and you guys smash or pass. Sandy Cheeks.
Smash.
The SpongeBob SquarePants
The squirrel.
character.
Yeah, the squirrel. Yeah.
The squirrel in the astronaut outfit under the sea.
Yep, the animal.
So how would I fuck?
Well, here's the thing. She is a land-breathing mammal.
Yeah.
And you know the law.
And Adam is a mic-breathing animal, by the way.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that. It's a bad habit, actually. It makes me sound fatter than what I really am.
I think it makes you sound as fat as
On
you
par.
Are. It sounds pretty. It's normal.
Yeah. Would you say smash? She's kind of cylindrical, but I think that the astronaut suit doesn't hug her curves.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, she wears like the bikini.
I now know who
Yeah,
your first
she
childhood
looks
bikini
good.
was.
She looks good, and she's in great shape too.
She is in great shape.
Very, very.
They
Fit girl.
always like really push that too. That she works out all the time.
all the time.
She has karate.
She knows how to work a lasso. She's good
Yep.
with like rope play.
And then her and SpongeBob do karate with foam finger hands for some reason.
Yeah,
and she's
Yeah.
smart.
She's very smart.
Very smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say smash.
I would say smash as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Sandy Cheeks.
Smash.
Smash.
Okay.
All right, that's unanimous.
So Lois Griffin is an easy smash, right?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
What about Meg?
Meg?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say smash.
You say smash?
I would say smash.
Meg
Okay,
Griffin?
okay. I would say
I think the voice gets me.
that's
because I know
exactly
who
the
it
point.
is.
That's exactly the point I was
Yeah.
going to make is the fact that it's Mila Kunis because Mila Kunis is an across the board
Smash. Yeah.
But Meg, no. The voice, yeah.
She's not
is it
like
Mila
that.
or is it Mila?
It's probably Mila.
I don't know. I've never actually.
I've heard Mila Kunis.
I've just read it mostly.
Mila. Well, if you're just reading it, I feel like, and you've never heard it, I feel like Mila is how you're going to pronounce it.
So it's Mila?
Yeah, it's Mila Kunis.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't she like some sort of Ukrainian Russian background?
No idea.
I think she is.
I think so.
Because Kunis.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Kunis.
I do know Kunis.
Yeah, where that derives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about were you gonna say something? And then I was picking up on your thought for a second.
Telepathy?
Was that what that was?
Yeah. We're just having our own telepathic podcast during the podcast.
This will be edited out.
What happens when you get too tired before it?
Yeah. So, okay. What about? Let's see. What's another good one?
What about Wanda?
Wanda from the Odd Parents?
Yeah, Wanda and Cosmos.
What about Vicky?
Ooh,
Vicky the
yes.
babysitter?
Vicky's a hard yes.
Just
They give
because
her
she's-
very like triangular tits.
Yeah, like her tits can pop balloons,
Yeah.
for instance.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Do they show that? What about
Did they
XJ9?
show that?
What if it's not her tip, but what if it's just her nipples are like that?
It probably is. It probably is.
She's flat chested, but her nipples are just extremely pointy.
That's why Timmy's extra afraid of her
Yeah.
in the show.
And they always are reiterating that Vicky's 18. They're always like, here's Vicky, she's 18. Do you guys remember that?
Do they really?
Yeah, they're always like, she's 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
They just keep reiterating that she's of legal age to
Yeah.
have sex.
Probably had a
And it's
lawyer
not
come up
any
with
of them
that.
saying, it's just a narrator that comes on and says it when Vicky comes on.
it's an attorney that comes on. Just, for
She's
legal
not a
purposes,
child.
must say she is 18 years old.
What about XJ9? The robot?
I don't know what
blue
that
and
is.
gray robot.
XJ9?
Yeah.
From what?
From what?
From the My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I've never seen that.
It was like an old cartoon.
I
show.
don't think I did see that one. My Life as a Teenage Robot? What program?
Yeah.
Was that ABC Family type shit or what?
No, I think it was Fox. I think it was on Fox.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely wasn't Nickelodeon or
CNN?
Disney.
Was it CNN?
CNN?
That had it?
CNN had cartoons on?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was something like that.
Damn. Oh, hey, dude, History Channel. History
That
Channel.
was the History Channel.
That would
It was
start.
the
That would
History
start to
Channel.
fuck with me if I saw major news networks start producing their own cartoons.
It'd be just like propaganda.
It would be,
weird
yeah.
propaganda.
Yeah.
It would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cartoons have been used as propaganda in the past.
A Fox News cartoon would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Any cartoon coming from Fox.
Have you
News.
guys seen the cartoon? It was like when they made the Jews look like ridiculous.
Which cartoon?
Like, dude, I don't remember what it was, but it was back in the like World War II days.
Was it?
Was it a
Yeah, like-
cartoon of Mouse?
Are you talking about like the propaganda that the Nazis would use to be like, look at these Jews, and they had like long fangs?
A salamander is joining.
Oh yeah, so this is our guest,
shit.
Sal the salamander.
Say something to the people. Can you show them to the camera actually? Sure. So we can have a closer view.
Yeah. Let's go.
There's a lot of chords.
Yep.
This is gonna be the thumbnail, just the salamander floating.
Show and tell.
That's awesome. That's a nice one.
Can I see him? How's he doing? Yeah, he does seem to be doing well.
Do you watch a lot of anime, Jen? Here and there, are you an anime fan?
Depends what it is.
Depends on what it is. Do you have like a favorite?
So I like the Studio Ghibli films.
Yes,
And
me
then,
too.
like Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I love Sailor Moon.
Is Sailor Moon like the tall blonde girl who has the power of moon?
Yes. It's on my shirt right now.
What is the power of moon?
Of the moon. So she's the moon princess.
She can moon people?
No, I mean she can if she wants, but
Yeah.
I feel like
You're dodging the microphone. You need to talk into the microphone.
you're trying to like make me eat it. Or something.
Put it in your mouth.
Ew, dude. That mic has been farted on.
No. The one that's got tape on it has been farted on.
Oh,
That-
you marked
That's
it. You
actually
marked it.
I marked
the
it. I marked the fart mic.
That is
Yeah.
incredible. I would not have pegged you as doing
I
that.
immediately did it right away because I farted into it and I'm like, this I can't let other people use this.
What about the mic I farted on?
that we don't know? Any one of us could be using that mic right now. I did not tape that
One
one
of us
up.
has a hot mic?
One of us has a
My
hot
mouth?
mic.
You might be shoving a fart mic in my.
No, well,
mouth.
it's only a 1/3 chance that's a fart.
1 in 3 chance.
Yeah.
1 1/3.
It's a 33% chance. It's a
Yeah,
fart
that mic might not even be
Well,
in
here's
use
the
right
thing
now.
about a 33% chance. 33. There's a 99% chance that it's
I
one
can't
of
believe
ours.
you found
There's still a
them out in the
1%
snow.
chance that's a different mic.
No. So there's a 66% chance that it's one of these two.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a 99% chance that it's one of these
Well, it could be the one that we're not using, right?
with the tape on it.
No, the tape on it is the one that Adam.
It's the one I farted on,
Oh,
but
wait.
the one that you farted on could be any one of these. That's what I'm saying.
Could
There's
be
a
any one of
33%
these,
chance
I
of
see.
any of these.
Yeah.
So altogether, there's a 99% chance.
No,
that's one of these.
it's 75%. Wait.
What?
Oh, it's 100% chance.
It is 100%, but it's like it's obviously
3
33.
mics. What's 1/3?
repeating.
1/3 is 33.3 repeating.
Yeah.
Which is times 3 is 100.
Yeah.
It's just if you don't
Just
do
a
the
1 in 3
0.3
chance.
repeating, you only get to 99%.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Super weird.
I dated a girl who was growing into like, she was going to be an early childhood special ed teacher.
Yeah.
And they taught, because they have to kind of try to teach them math. But in order to teach kids math, because if you think about it, base 10 is just as arbitrary as base 12.
Yeah, it's just
Right?
Yeah, and
We
just
accept
base
it
10
because
is
we
more
know it.
Useful. That's all it is. Yeah, it's just base 10 is useful.
Because it's what we've come to know, right?
Do you know what else is really useful? Base 2. Base 2 is the language of computers. It's
Yeah,
binary.
yeah, binary.
Yeah, 0 or 1.
Definitely.
It might actually be base. No, it has to be base. It's either base 1 or base 2. But binary is super useful. It's the language of computers. And so like there's other bases that work out. Base 12 rocks, base 10 kicks ass. And then base 1 or 2, whatever binary is, kicks ass.
Huh. Does it kick ass just because we know it, or does it actually objectively kick ass?
I think it objectively kicks ass because it's useful, because it's something that's like practical and useful. But that's really the question. Like our understanding of math, is our human understanding of math like a colloquial thing for humans, or if we met aliens, would they still have the same?
I think they would have the
mathematical-
same. I think.
To
I
an
think
extent.
they would too. What?
To an extent, I think if you were to run into another species, I think they would to some extent use the same math,
I think so too. I
but
think so too.
exponentially better than us.
Sure, maybe.
There's some like,
If the UFO sightings are on point,
Yeah.
their math is way better than our math.
Well,
they're,
okay.
they're beyond their years,
Totally.
So-
beyond our comprehension.
there's a
They're
few
old souls.
There's some principles in math that are arbitrarily decided upon and agreed upon, like the order of operations isn't an inherent thing. It's
Yep.
the way something that we all agreed on
Yes.
to process equations and things like that.
Yeah, PEMDAS is arbitrary.
Yeah, but basic stuff like there's one alien, there's two aliens. 2 aliens plus another 4 aliens is going to make 6 aliens. That stuff is universal across the entire universe.
Yeah, yeah.
Has
Well,
to be.
I feel like even animals to some extent can probably count. No,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's studies. Of,
I don't see my cat like doing tax attorney work or anything, but
No. But your cat can still, like, I think
he's crunching numbers with his little paws.
animals use numbers for, like, threats. Probably they'll see, like, if there's
Yep.
1 predator or 3 predators, they'll probably, like, distinguish, like, threat levels based on numerical answers in that regard. I think, like, jumping spiders are good at counting. They can count to, like, whatever, 3 or something. Because they'll, like, look at, like, 1 fly or, like, 2 flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like, math is probably fundamental in a lot of regards. But, yeah, some of it is...
Instinctual.
yeah, a lot of it's instinctual. And some of it we do just make up. Because math is a language that we need to all know the same, like... We need the same, like, basic understanding to be able to do things like PEMDAS.
Yep.
And shit like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For designing shit in architecture and just science,
Yeah.
it has to be agreed upon for it to work.
Yeah.
But on a rudimentary level, I think it's going to be the same. But aliens could have totally different agreed upon foundational rules to their
Right.
math, which would be super interesting.
Well, just like language anywhere else, the word one means Sero in Spanish, means wahed in Egypt, not Egyptian, Arabic.
Yeah. You say Cerro is 1 in Spanish?
No, Sero is 0.
Yeah.
Uno is
Yeah.
1.
Eins.
That pen. Damn it. I almost said Egyptian instead of Arabic.
What is 1 in Arabic?
Wahed.
Wahed.
Wahed, Ikhnain, Thalatha, Arba, Khamsa.
That's
The
nice.
farthest I can go. I think that's been a while.
Yeah.
How many did you get there? 7?
No, just 5.
5?
That's big enough.
It's all right.
That's all you
big
need.
enough,
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, but you just hearing it, you're like, that's a rough one to learn.
That is rough.
Wahed, Ikhnain, Thalatha, Arba, Khamsa. It sounds like Russian.
Yeah, it does kind of. It does.
Well, it's a different alphabet, so it's super foreign to us English speakers.
Like I can't comprehend Chinese or Japanese language. Like it looks like a bunch of little houses and scribbles to me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Language is another interesting one. Like, sorry, my phone's going off. Somebody, like, if somebody speaks a certain language, if they speak Arabic, if they speak English, it might inherently change their thought process to think, like, from that language. So what that means, like, sometimes cultural differences might be so fundamental because it's the language with which somebody thinks in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be explained with other languages have words that we don't have, and so they can think things that maybe a native English speaker wouldn't
Yep.
exactly be able to think.
Because we think in our own language.
We think in our own language, and it controls a little bit like how we think.
Totally.
Like zhuzh.
Have you guys
we don't really
seen-
have like a French zhuzh.
Have you
That's
guys
why people say
seen the
zhuzh.
movie Arrival?
Yeah, with the octopedes.
Octopedes, and then it's the linguist that tries to understand their language.
Yeah.
And once she
Is
does,
a rival with
can, like-
is it
Once
Amy
she-
Adams?
yeah, so
Redhead
Yeah,
lady.
yeah. So once she's able to understand their language, she's able to. Isn't it?
She's wearing like a hazmat suit and she's writing on a whiteboard, right?
Isn't she able to like see across time because their language allows the way they think allows them to see
because they're writing
across
the
time.
circular
Yeah.
like.
And so once she's able to fully tap into it and think that way, she can like, her brain can perceive past time, like in the future, in the past.
Yeah.
She can see shit, and I think doesn't she end up seeing like humanity destroying itself?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
Which we are.
Sci-fi loves that.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that wrote Huck Finn? He's the guy
Twain.
with like the
Mark
mustache.
Twain.
Yeah, Mark Twain.
Yep.
So Mark Twain said this thing that I think about all the time, and it fucks with me. I think it was him that said it. He said that there's no such thing as a synonym. There's no synonyms. And when I first heard that, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's synonyms.
Yeah, he
The
didn't
more-
have a whole lot of synonyms for the N word.
Yeah, right. That's a fact. So he's right. Like, try to name two synonyms that aren't actually different.
I think they synonym as far as they mean the same thing, but the word itself has a different connotation
Exactly.
to it.
So
Which
it's not
I
fully a
see
synonym.
I see his point entirely.
Yeah, because I can't even like this one isn't even great, but it can like start this. So like, fury and rage.
Yeah.
Like those are pretty close synonyms, right?
Yep.
If you're gonna say like somebody who's furious or somebody who's full of rage,
Yeah.
it sounds pretty similar. But like fury and rage seems so much more like unhinged. Like
Yep.
somebody's full of rage. Fury, I think of like somebody. I think of like a Viking fighting for their land. They're gonna fight with like fury. They're gonna be a ferocious fighter because they're defending their
Yeah.
family. They will potentially be full of rage. Rage feels like so much more of an emotion, like you're full of rage. Where fury is like the way that you're doing the thing.
Yeah, completely, dude. Like the way that I said it in the previous podcast, shocked versus surprised.
Yes, yeah. They're not synonyms.
No.
Shocked and surprised are two different things. And so, like, there might be an argument there that if you're not a native speaker of a language, you might not ever really be able to.
Oh, there's so much nuance, dude.
Yeah, you
So
might
much
never be able to
nuance.
fully understand it. And the thing is, like, you'll understand the history of things in the language, in the mother tongue of the language, which can kind of change the way that your brain processes it.
Totally. Do you think that's why certain cultures have become more advanced than others? Do you think their language
Oh.
plays a big role in that?
Could be.
I think it
'Cause-
plays a role, yeah.
So, because some languages are much more basic. They have less words to mean those like slightly different things.
Yeah.
So that means they can't fully express themselves the same way that a different language speaker can.
Yeah.
You know, just enough of a gap there
Yep.
to where over a long period of time, one culture becomes more advanced because they're able to express themselves on a deeper level
Yeah.
Yep.
than a more basic language, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew this girl who was fluent in Spanish, and for all practical purposes, she was fluent in English. And so I asked her one day, I'm like, okay, does Spanish have any benefits over English? And what I mean by that, like, do you ever switch to Spanish to better explain something? And she's like, yes. When I'm talking to my mom about my emotions, I have to go Spanish. She's like, it's so much better to explain your emotions in Spanish than it is in English.
Sure.
There's like, she said that there was like a richer tapestry of words
Wow.
used in Spanish
Wow.
that English just did not have. And she might not have been like, maybe she wasn't like a scholar of the English language, but I still totally believe her point that some languages probably have.
Oh, guys, we need Nick for this so bad. Nick is literally like a professional. He's majored in languages, like
Yeah.
is like language theory and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nick?
he'd be so good. Yeah, Nick is fluent in like 4 languages.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
He's so good at this.
Yeah.
Damn, he's like a really smart dude.
Yeah, man. He said that when we were talking about the religions before,
Yeah.
and we were actually talking about some etymology stuff, right? The
Yep.
phallic and fellatio if they were come from the same thing. He says he knows the answer to like that stuff, and he was like dying to input when he was listening to the podcast.
I'm sure a lot of people get that because we're kind of like we don't know everything.
Dude, we don't know anything.
We don't know shit. Like so, just like
we know extremely little.
so. There's constantly people kicking themselves, going like, "I need to interject." Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
That-
come on the podcast.
We can just be three
Granddaddies. Fuck.
We can just be three dumb guys talking about things that people can just like.
It's like
insert
way over our
themselves.
heads.
Yeah.
That'll be our niche.
Yeah.
Three dumb guys trying to figure stuff out that people can be like, I know that.
And saying things very confidently that we shouldn't be confident.
That's
Yeah,
fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
nothing
fine.
wrong with that.
Our biggest thing that we have to do is not Google things. If we come to a conclusion on something, we can't Google it during it. We just have to be, that's probably
Okay,
right.
I don't
I do-
mind Googling
I
something
do
after
like.
the fact.
I do like. Yeah, I like that.
But I like fully fleshing it out ourselves
Yeah.
before we go there. We
Yeah.
can't just
You're
go
all
there.
wrong.
We can't just go there right away.
I want to
love
be.
it.
I want to
Yeah.
be wrong. I want to give my shitty, stupid input, and then find the answer and be like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I
I
like
like
that a lot. So from like hiking a lot when you don't have service in the woods, Ethan and I came up with this thing that if there's like a group of 3 people, 4 people, whatever, and you can't Google it and you're in the woods, if 2 people agree on something, it's probably true. Yeah. Just like it, dude, Google,
It becomes canon.
dude, being able to look up every question we have is nuts. The
It is
fact that we
nuts.
can just look up everything.
Yeah.
I mean, how long have you guys wondered about something? When was the last time that you just sat and wondered about something?
Or
It's
you
so
used,
hard not
you
to
used to have
just
to go to the
Google it.
fucking library if you wanted the answer.
Yeah.
You find an encyclopedia. You find some sort of
Ask your uncle.
I mean, we do
what's
lose.
what's the deal with this? And then he can just spout his bullshit, and then you just believe it.
Oh my
That's
God,
wild.
yeah.
Before
But
the internet, that's
the thing
crazy.
is, I mean, like, yeah, you lose that sense of wonder, which is kind of the beautiful thing. But I do think it's a net positive having the answer because then you can just like myths and just wrong information don't accumulate over time, over generations, and like. Because your uncle told you something, and you go and tell your friend at school, and then he
Yeah,
tells his sister,
wrong.
and then she tells her friends. Like now, that's like 5 people involved from one just bullshit comment
yeah.
or opinion. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the bad side of it. I think the good side.
It's like that Tom. It's like that Tom Segura joke where he's his dad told him that Tommy Lee Jones is gay.
Yeah.
and he's like, so he told everybody his entire life. He's like, dude, Tommy Lee Jones is fucking gay. He's like, and then until he finally met someone in the Hollywood area that knew who personally
He's
knew
like, no,
Tom.
that guy's not gay.
He's like, he has a wife and kids and a family. And then he's
maybe
like,
I should look it up. Oh yeah, shit. No, that's not
and
right.
he's like, Dad.
I've told like hundreds of people that. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
And that's how most information was spread throughout human history too.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of all urban.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have a sense of wonder as a kid, but I think that sense of wonder and satisfaction to finding an answer is all taken away by having it right at your fingertips.
But I mean, you do get the answer.
You do get the answer, yes,
But
but
you do get an answer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's things
Yeah.
that I think all it leads to is uniformity of thought. Because there's so many things that the internet will say that is not true that all of humanity believes. Like there's things now with like physics, with whatever, that everybody like believes to be a fact, but that might not be a fact. Like gravitons, stuff like that.
like you're kind of
it's
talking
real.
like tall tales. Like there's still tall tales being told. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there could just be wrong, like information that we accept as fact today.
that in 50 years they'll be like, dude, people used to believe that
Yeah.
that like gravity didn't have like an inherent particle. Like they believed that shit. They were so dumb back
Yeah.
then. So even now we still have that. All we have now is uniformity of thought. We're probably right on more shit, but all the internet gives us is just uniformity. It doesn't give us fucking the right answer all the time.
Yeah.
Normally it gives us the right answer, but not all the time.
No, not all the time.
A lot of the times you're still just asking your fucking uncle the answer.
No, yeah.
And it's still wrong.
Well,
it's still wrong.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the internet. Is your uncle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the internet is your uncle who happens to be like an expert on the topic. So you were
Right,
getting, we're
right.
getting,
or
we're
it could
getting
be something your
expert-
parents told you even. Like growing up in the car, like I thought this was fact. It's illegal to drive in the dark with your lights on inside the
I
car.
think everybody's dad
I
said
heard that too.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
My dad told me that.
Yeah.
Everybody- that's
Yeah.
his
He's like,
dad-
you have to turn it off. It's illegal. I'm like, oh, really?
I'll tell my kid that
You're like, I'm
too.
reading a
I'll
book.
probably tell my kid that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I totally believe that as well. That's funny.
Well, no, I just see it as like it's something that's kind of annoying. That's it.
It is kind of annoying.
Which is why they say it's illegal.
Yeah.
Because if you tell your kid, "Oh, don't do that," it's annoying me. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking do it more now."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you get like, "Oh, the cops could get involved,"
Yo,
know.
Is it definitely not illegal?
it's not illegal.
it's not illegal at all.
Definitely though.
You've Googled it? Like, you know it's not illegal?
I've never Googled.
I guess
I've
I
never
haven't-
Googled it.
I've
I've
seen-
just heard that it's not illegal.
I've seen-
As I've heard that it's illegal.
Oh
but
my
I've
God.
only just heard that
You're
it's not
fucking
illegal.
right.
Really good point. Yeah.
What if it is illegal? I don't know. What if we just believe that it's legal?
Damn it.
I could see it
Well,
maybe being illegal
This is
somewhere.
where I get my phone out.
No, we can't afterwards. We just have to bullshit on it.
Well, we have
bullshit.
You think
I think we spend enough
Is
time
this- is
bullshitting.
this
I
sufficient
need
bullshit time?
answers to my life.
I think
we need so we
I wanna
need
just
each
keep
of us to
believing
take
it.
a hard stance.
Yeah, and then find out.
Yeah. I don't think it's illegal.
It's probably not illegal. It's
No.
probably not illegal. It'd be pretty surprising
find
if it
out.
was. What if it is illegal though?
I could see it being illegal somewhere, like a city ordinance, maybe.
Yeah, because I believed in North Dakota you couldn't take a right on red.
You guys want the answer?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
No, it's not illegal to drive with your interior light on. In most jurisdictions, there's no law against using interior lights while driving at all.
In
I could
most.
see it being illegal in
New York City.
like Malaysia or something.
It's generally frowned upon because it's bad practice. It's distracting. It can impair your vision at night. So I guess it can be distracting.
yeah, I mean it kind of
That's
puts
it.
glare on the window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it illegal to eat while driving?
technically,
It could be distracted driving.
It is distracted
I've
driving.
heard that
for
it's
sure.
illegal
It's
to
like
drive with
it's
your
no different
shoes
than being
off.
on your phone, I guess.
It's illegal to drive with the shoes off?
I've heard. Okay, my dad actually told me this. He's like, I got pulled over one time, and he's like, I was speeding, and then he saw that my shoes were off, and I got another ticket for driving shoeless.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Not-
I don't know
not
if
to
that's. Yeah, I don't know. If
It's
that's,
feel
more
like I drive
dangerous to
just
drive
as-
with like flip flops on.
I always take my shoes off to
Same.
drive.
I'll-
I never drive with shoes on.
I
Even
don't
if I'm
drive
wearing
with
boots, I'll
flip-flops
take the
on.
boots off.
It's
Really?
comfy.
Yeah, I always take the shoes
Joe,
off.
I remember that one time you were driving me home from Moorhead, and you were cruising down 94 at like 75 miles an hour,
Yeah.
sitting cross-legged on
Yep.
your seat with the cruise control on.
Yep. Yep.
That shit blew my fucking mind.
You were sitting like
He
Indian
was
style
literally sitting
on the chair,
cross-legged on his
like
driver's
it's a little
seat.
campfire.
Yeah.
Both feet tucked up under his ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I still
Just
put,
driving down the.
That's fucking crazy.
still
It's
put a leg up
insane,
to
but
drive.
it was so funny.
Yeah, I still put a leg. So I still like put one leg up to drive. I'll put it. I have like a little. You know the things on the door that you put. That I just put like pencils in, you know, like the little thing at the base.
The
of
little
the door.
side
You guys
pouch?
might not have.
Once
yeah,
you
it's like
get
a
it-
side
once
pouch.
you get a
I just put
self-driving
my
car, it's
foot
over.
On that.
Oh, sure.
Dude, self-driving car. Think about just napping on your way to a
Oh,
destination.
dude.
That's so nice.
I wouldn't care about how long of a trip it was. I would go on
Never.
trips all the time.
I would hang out with people until like whatever 1 in the morning.
We could
and then
be
just fall
we could be
asleep.
on our way to like a coast right now.
Yep.
Just doing this podcast
hanging
at the
out.
same
It's
time.
insane.
hanging out,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder how far away that is.
What?
With like having that, because like
Oh,
with
yeah.
AI, man, I think that we're exponentially going to keep like progressing at a faster rate, which is insane to think. Like AI
we
had,
kind of already are.
we already are. Like we haven't fully seen the change from AI that we'll have.
Yeah,
Already,
we're going-
college
we're
is
going to have
nuts,
it.
dude. Already, most
Yeah.
college students are just chat GPTing their way through entire degrees.
Yeah. And is that bad because you're probably just going to chat GPT their way through their job too?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Right.
And is that bad?
It's just
Like
in
it was the
future.
same thing with like calculators
Exactly.
and math.
Yeah.
Like, you're not always going to have a calculator in your
Thought the
pocket.
same exact thing.
You are going to always have a calculator.
Guess
in
what?
your
We
pocket.
always have calculators on us now.
And
yeah.
obviously, we're standing on like on a little bit of a ledge because what if there's like what if we lose? What if the grid goes down or whatever? But if the grid goes down, I don't think people will need to like. Well, I mean, in like a medical setting, people will have to have just knowledge in their
That's
brain
true.
to do
That's
and not
true.
be able
Yeah.
to communicate with
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
That's true. Have you guys ever had a doctor look something up in front of you?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
use WebMD.
Yeah.
I don't
straight
mind.
up.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all.
It kind of threw me for a loop the first time until I
Yeah.
thought about it. I'm like, it's better this way than to have him just like bullshit from an ego
I mean,
standpoint, right?
he's using his general knowledge as well from experience, but then
Watch
like
it
they're
have to be
using
a
it as a
team.
reference.
And he's probably got his own they have probably a database for doctors to find that information.
I've had
he's
a
not
doc-
just googling shit. He's
I've had a
looking at
doctor look up the
database.
I bet
WebMD
he's- I bet
issue
he's
and then print it
Googling
off
it.
for me.
You think so?
I bet he's Googling it. Ooh, he.
Well,
It was a guy. It was a guy. I think I said he first. You're
I
off the
always
hook.
I
You're
always
off the
think
hook.
this. I always think you're waiting, usually waiting in the room, right, for the doctor
Yeah.
to show up.
Yeah.
They're gone for like sometimes half an hour.
Yeah.
I think during that time they're looking over your file, what the fuck's wrong with you, and they're
Yep.
doing some googling.
Yep. The best doctor isn't going to know every single blood vessel in the human body. The best doctor is going to be great at synthesizing information. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You need somebody
Yeah.
who's just good at synthesizing information. They can almost, if you have somebody who's great at synthesizing information, they don't need to know really much. They don't need to know many facts to do that. If they can just critically think about something,
Which is what the K through 12 school system is designed to do.
Critical thinking? No, K through 12 is like fact memorization. I think K through 12 like sucks for just fact memorization.
I think K through 12 is to prepare you for the prison industrial complex
or a job. Just
but think about it, like a job, like you're picking up on information on the spot.
Yeah.
Like how many different subjects can you learn about just by being immersed in them? Not saying you're going to use this forever or have a career in this subject, but are you able to absorb this information and pass a test based on this information? Because that skill, you're not learning the material itself. You're learning how to take in information and apply it.
I think that's the best pedagogy, is that. I agree. I think it's great because, like, look at Pythagorean theorem. We'll use it maybe once a year. Like, probably even less. But we'll use it, like, sometimes. But it still teaches somebody to abstractly think about like concepts. So yeah, that is good. The best pedagogy out there is just teaching a person to critically think.
Yep.
If somebody can critically think, you can be good at anything.
Yeah.
You can excel at anything.
Yep.
All we need to do is teach the youth to just be able to bounce ideas in their head and be able to like take that little ball of an idea and just look at every side of that
Don't
ball.
think singularly. Run some scenarios through your fucking head. Think of every possible income or outcome.
Because that skill applies to
yeah.
everything. You can apply that to everything.
Yeah. Who was it like Aristotle that said the hallmark of a good mind is somebody who can rattle an idea in their head but not believe it. Somebody who can just like take an idea and just like put it in their brain.
I think Aristotle was just shaking
look
babies.
around,
Rattle the baby.
rattle the baby, and look around at the idea, but not have to accept the idea. Just be able to hold an idea in your head and inspect it. Just inspect the idea, but then either throw it out if it's no good, or keep it. Just put it in there.
I still see the baby. Rattle the baby, throw the baby out.
Yeah.
So on the topic of rattling babies, I could put that idea in my head and see, like, I can understand why someone might rattle a baby.
It's the only way I can understand Aristotle.
Without believing that it's a good thing to rattle babies or that I could rattle a baby.
Yep.
I think that's a good trait for, like, lawyers to have and, like, judges, like, to try to see how a criminal came to be and what their mindset is.
Yep.
Without being that. Being able to tap into someone's mindset to be like, oh, yeah, this action made sense for them if they think this way.
Yeah.
Or if they were in this situation.
Yeah.
The action that they took makes sense because you can visualize it from another perspective.
Right.
Whereas it doesn't make sense to you, right? Like, people that have, like, no idea why, like, I could never kill someone, and I don't understand how anyone could. I'm like, well, I would never kill someone, but I can totally understand how somebody else could.
Yeah.
Right?
If you look at the experiences, the events leading up to it, like,
and just understanding that minds are different.
Sympathize or empathize with it, something.
Yeah.
Well, I think that scenario quickly changes for anybody. I think anyone's capable of killing anybody with the right situation, the right motives.
You really think that?
Someone breaks into your house and you have to defend yourself. Just situations like that where like you don't actually have a choice. Like I might kill somebody out of fear for my life.
I think I could do it. I don't think anybody could.
I agree. I don't think anybody could. I think a lot of people. I think most people would probably hesitate for a little bit.
Would hesitate. I think there's a good amount of people that just wouldn't do it no matter what point it got to. They would die before they killed someone else. Yeah.
Is that out of fear or is
more
that
like
out of like a philosophy that they have? Like, I cannot take another life.
I think a lot of times it's philosophy. I think it's fear-based. You're right, because they're not taking the time to flesh it out and process. Like, no, I really shouldn't kill him because killing's bad.
Yeah. I just think instinctually, like you have your protective instincts take over. Sometimes, how you're in emergency situations and like you do something crazy because you're running on so much adrenaline.
Yeah.
Like there was a mother that her car flipped, right? And her kid was still in the car. She fucking miraculously herself, out of like adrenaline rush, hoisted the car back over and got her kid out.
Everybody knows that story. I was talking recently about that same story. Like, like that woman that lifted up the back of her car. Why does everybody know that story?
I don't know.
Isn't that such like in the psyche?
Yeah,
Like,
really
a woman.
is.
Everybody knows
Because it must have been unbelievable to see, Joe.
Do you guys remember?
And
where
they're
you
still
heard that
talking
story?
about it.
Everybody knows it.
Where did you hear that story?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I have no
Adam,
idea.
do you know where you heard that story?
Her name's Judy, and she lifted 2 Hyundai Sonatas.
Everybody knows that. Nobody knows.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
That's wild.
I don't
Right?
know what.
That's like
I've heard it before though.
That's like
Everybody
when,
has. Everybody's heard that before.
Damn. It's like almost a myth, like a prevailing like cultural lore at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, cultural.
It's
lore,
urban
that's-
legend.
It kind of is. Yeah.
It
kind of
really
The
is
lady
kind of
that
is.
flipped her own car.
Did that actually happen? Guys, okay. Like hands down, did that actually happen? Yes or no?
I would say for sure that happened.
this
I would say
phone's
it's for sure
for.
happened more than once. I would say that for sure.
Did a
happens.
lady
It for sure like happens.
lift a car to save a baby?
Huh.
Guaranteed.
I don't know. I could see that being just like a pervasive myth. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. You think it's real?
Yeah, totally. I think that there's. I not only think that that story is real. One, I think
There's
that
an
that's
urban
probably
legend that's
many
been around
years.
since I was a kid. In a moment of panic, a mother lifts up an entire car to save her child trapped underneath. It's a great story, but is this actually possible? Well, today we'll tackle that question from a scientist's perspective. So,
Can't we not
can a
show
mother
this?
actually lift a car? Of course she can. Women are
Listen
amazing.
to it.
In fact, we have significant
Good on
evidence
audio.
that women can do anything. So it follows that they can lift cars.
Women can do.
Consider this.
Is that wait?
The
Stop
world
it! Stop it!
record
Stop
for
it!
deadlifting a
Is-
barbell
did he
is
just-
1,003.
Did
said
he
women
just
can do
say
anything.
we know that women can do anything?
Anything.
So of course they can lift a car. Go back. Is that what he said?
Yeah, lifting a car is the least they can do.
To be fair-
That's at the
to be fair-
bottom
to be
of,
fair,
dude.
guys,
they can create.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Dude, they
It
can
is the
create
Onion
solar
that made this
flares.
video.
Oh, it's an okay.
It's The Onion.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh,
I was like, I thought I was having
Guys,
an
calm
aneurysm
down.
for a
They
second.
can't do everything. Slow your roll.
1,000 pounds. So,
They can do a lot
I thought
of
I thought I was having a stroke when I heard that. It's like, what is this?
women can create supernovas. Obviously, they can lift cars up. They can lift cars with their mind.
Yeah.
That's the
Women
least-
can create sub universes within this universe.
A woman doesn't have to lift a car because she can just turn back the dial of time
Yeah.
and have it not become a problem. A woman can become the car and lift itself up.
Ooh,
Like, it's dumb to think
like
that a woman
that.
couldn't just easily
A
Are
lift
woman
you sure
could
you didn't
go-
see the movie Transformers? She can become the car. Her clitoris became Optimus Prime.
Dude, stupid movie idea. Transformers and zombies. So, like, if a transformer bites you, you become a transformer. It's just the dumbest movie idea.
Oh my god. They bit the mayor. He's now on.
Babe, why do you smell like diesel?
He turns into a Ford Pinto.
Fuck, we
just
can't
thought
let
you were
anybody know
bored.
about this.
Oh, dude. It's good that they made 19 Transformer movies.
I feel like
I've
it
not
seems
seen
that
one.
way. It seems like they
Yeah.
made about 19 of them.
Well, they just made a new one, like Transformers in the Wild. Like, why? Like, yeah, they're fighting like tigers that are Transformers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like Land Before Time Transformers.
What's happened in Shia LaBeouf movies?
Shia LaBeouf is long gone.
Well, I know like after like the 3 movies they got rid of him. Or he just stopped. But then like Mark Wahlberg was in one,
Yep.
and then I kind of lost track after that.
Yeah, dude. The first one
After
was really,
Bumblebee.
The first one was good. I think the next one sucked.
Yeah.
I think the first Transformers is a great
The
movie.
following ones.
Dude, everybody's like, Megan Fox is the hottest girl ever. Megan Fox was like Aphrodite. She was like, everybody knew her as just like the symbol
the
of
hottest
Yeah.
girl.
absolute hotness. Like, if there was a joke to be told or a story to be told, what if she was Megan Fox? Like, she was just,
She was.
She wasn't even a human anymore.
Fuck,
she
Marry,
was the
kill, dude.
idea of sexuality.
Dude, she became
Yeah.
was the idea of-
Western Aphrodite.
She
Exactly.
was,
Yeah.
what you would call like in the back in the day, pinup girl. Right? The
Yeah, I
the
mean-
it girl.
The it girl.
That's what you would call them now, just not to
Dude, she's her.
She is they them.
Okay, then who is the guy version of that though?
Of like the male,
Like at that time?
pinnacle of like,
Yeah.
well, probably
Like-
Brad Pitt.
That's what
in a
I would
lot of
think
ways.
too, Brad-
Yeah,
I was thinking like Channing Tatum.
no,
No?
dude, no, because okay, okay,
No, I'm
easy.
thinking. I'm talking about from that era when Megan. Are we still talking from that era when
Brad
Megan
Pitt.
Fox was the?
It's
It was
Brad Pitt.
okay, because who's hotter, Channing Tatum or Brad Pitt? Like, we can answer this here, Brad Pitt,
They're very different people.
but it's still gonna be Brad Pitt because
Brad Pitt, even as he ages, is still hot.
I know.
Do you guys see him in World War Z with his just flowy hair, and he's like, "Get in the car."
I think he's so hot because he's like feminine. He has like really no beard, always like very cleanly shaven, long hair, big plump lips.
Dude, the hottest guys kind of look
like a hot girl.
Yeah, the hottest guys kind of look like chicks,
like elves, like Orlando Bloom in Lord of the Rings. He's just like kind of a chick. Well, even
kind of looks like a chick.
He kind of looks like a chick, and like the hottest dudes look like girls.
Yep,
and that's why like guys think they're hot and girls think that they're hot. Yeah, so it's Megan Fox and Brad Pitt.
There's something
like
to that.
The essence of like Western sexuality in a lot of ways.
Yeah, sure. I think there's more ambiguity when it comes to the hottest guy, though. I think a lot of women don't agree because they like different things, they like different styles. I think most men agree what a hot girl is.
Well, no, I think there's also nuance in like the hottest girl because all of us have like our own personal taste of like what the hottest girl is.
Right.
Because I bet none of us would agree on who the hottest, actress in our late night movie times. You know what I'm saying? Like when we watch our short videos at night.
At night, yep. Not the TV movies.
Not TV movies. We would all have like a different favorite one.
Should we guess?
Well, I mean, Faye Reagan is going to be probably the top
for you.
Yeah.
Oh, those kinds of late night movies.
Adam's
now you get it.
A few paces behind.
I'm like late night movies.
You don't watch them on the TV.
What do
you mean?
Movies after bedtime? You mean George Lopez?
You mean Nick at Night?
Yeah, Nick at Night.
Yeah, no, Faye Reagan is obviously going to be like a...
Not even close to my top 10, dude.
Not even top 10?
Just a little bit closer.
Like that?
No, just like here.
Okay.
You want the microphone to
like
be
here,
almost touching your uvula.
You want like a fist away? About a fist away.
You want about a fist in.
Try to give your fist.
He puts the mic up his asshole. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? You're inside me.
Just go 3 knuckles deep.
You're inside my
Dude,
body.
So right there, Ryan, the fact that she's my number one and she's not in your top 10, I think that in itself shows that there's a lot of nuance in men's attraction.
That's a good point.
So
That's
men
a
and
very
women
good
both
point.
have like strong, like personal.
But I mean, she is hot. I have to say she's hot. Objectively
I think
hot.
guys can all agree if somebody's hot.
Yeah.
I think that's
where my point was
I
stemming.
think if we're going to debate this, guys, we got to put it on the TV.
But girls can also agree.
I'm a visual learner.
Let's quick research.
Yeah.
I got to work with my hands here, fellas. I don't know what's going on.
Let's pause for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're back. Whoa, boy. That was something.
Yeah.
Damn.
Still top one.
Maybe top 15 now for me.
Yeah.
What do you think, Adam? Did that sway your...
I can't stop looking at girls with huge fat asses now. It's changed drastically in the last decade.
You've been drawn in?
Yep.
They drew you in. Yeah, and so, but it's the same with women too, obviously. Like, there's a lot of differences that women like. Because some ladies like very sharp features, like a big nose or whatever. And some girls like soft features, Everybody just has like their own tastes.
Yeah.
I'm interested where tastes come from.
I'm trying to look up who I'm trying to think of.
Like, I have a pretty specific taste in what I like, and I'm sure that's different than your taste. Like, everybody kind of has different tastes, but everybody likes food,
Is it nature
but everybody
or
has a
nurture?
different, like, favorite meal.
Yeah, like who's number one on Pornhub right now?
Right now? Isn't it just like always Mia Khalifa? Isn't she always number one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Which I don't think she's
No,
that hot.
she's not number one.
She always is number one.
I've never watched I've never watched one of these videos that you're referring to, but I don't think she's number one.
I don't watch videos
Mia
after 8
Khalifa
o'clock.
at one point was number one. She's not number one.
Not anymore?
No,
I bet
no.
she's top
5.
No. I
She's
bet
always
she's
been
not top 5.
Well, now I'm looking.
Is it just one of your tabs?
He's got it bookmarked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Bella Danger.
Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
I remember the days before.
Oh no, this is 2023 stats. Here,
I remember the
need to
days
look at something
before
more
like
updated
touchscreens.
here.
You had to call in to get your porn. You had to call in, and they would explain the porn to you.
Yeah.
Like back when I just had like a landline, I would just call 1-800. I don't remember the number now, but they would just explain
What
porn
was
to you
happening
for
in
like
the scene?
20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's all we had back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming on her tits.
Yeah,
now.
Mia Khalifa
Yep.
is now like
Yep.
number
like a
6
very
on this
monotone
list.
voice.
Oh, dude, she's not top 5.
You're
Yeah,
right.
she's like number 6.
Six. Damn, that's close.
Yeah.
Above Mia Khalifa is Riley Reid,
Of course. Yeah.
Obviously.
Always.
Violet Myers, my personal favorite.
I have no idea who that is.
I really don't.
Like
either.
I said, fat ass.
Let me see.
Okay, hold on. I start playing a video.
You're not, dude. You're just on the weather app. You're not even.
No, I'm looking at actual
she's a-
stats.
she's a weather woman. She's a
Oh.
meteorologist. Yep.
She's a hot meteorologist.
Which they're all kind of hot.
Yeah, like have you seen like the Brazilian meteorologists?
Yeah, dude. It's
They're-
insane.
It's
It's literally softcore porn
yeah, it
at
really
that
is.
point. Yeah.
That'd be
Wow,
her.
she doesn't even look human, dude.
All right. Let's.
She has a confusing body. I'm not
Yeah,
very
that is
attracted to her.
I mean, she's attractive.
Well,
but-
just hold on.
She's hot.
she's
She's hot. I'm not attracted to her. Well,
Oh, okay. I see what you're coming from there.
I mean, obviously she's hot. Obviously she's hot.
he sees her in lingerie and he's like, all right.
Well, she's hot, but
Yeah,
she's
but-
not.
Your type.
Okay,
She's
what
not my
just
type.
happened
Not
is
your
Joe
type.
just saw her with clothes on.
Yeah.
And then saw her with less clothes on and changed his mind a little
Well,
bit.
I appreciate the female form. I see that, but that I actually am taken back by that. See, now I think she's less hot.
Let's see.
I find that to be less hot.
It's because the black guy's dick is in the way.
No, it's just that's like too much. That's
It's
What,
too much.
what about it is too much?
It's too much.
What about it is too much?
that's again. I don't love that.
No?
I don't love that. No,
Let me see. Let me see.
No,
I don't
Let me
love
see.
it.
No, you don't love that.
I don't love it. She's hot.
Ass
She's hot.
is too big.
It's just
You know what it is? She's got the Kim Kardashian body.
Yeah, that's not my favorite
She's
type.
got the
does
Kim
have
K body.
She's got the Kim K. I
Adam just keeps showing us picture after picture.
okay. Here's my thing.
I don't like the big droopy tits either.
She looks too.
I like me some big hangers, dude.
She looks comically hot.
Yeah.
Here's my take on.
Comically.
She's like Jessica Rabbit, just like exaggerated titties.
Well, Jessica Rabbit. Wait, who's Lola? Wait, what? Wait, there's another hot bunny.
There's a lot of hot.
No,
tits.
no, no.
Jessica Rabbit,
Jessica
Lola
Rabbit
Bunny.
is from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
This is Jessica Rabbit. She kind of looks like Faye Regan.
She's hot 'cause
Have you
she's a
never
bunny.
seen Roger or Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I've never seen it. No,
You've never
it's
seen it?
Supposed
It's
to be good though.
really good.
Wait, is she a bunny?
she's doing this type of shit in the
she's
movie.
a human. Why did I think she was a bunny? Oh, because her name is Jessica
Rabbit,
Rabbit.
the rabbit.
Why does Disney want us to have sex with rabbits? Why?
Sorry,
That's the real conspiracy. Why is Disney pushing bunnies on the American youth?
There has to be a reason.
Lola Bunny, Jessica
Yeah.
Rabbit, Hops, Hops, the girl from Zootopia.
Yeah.
The bunny from Zootopia. Why are they pushing hot bunnies on us?
I don't know.
We're just inundated with hot
Inundated-
Sandy
all day long.
Cheeks.
Yeah, well,
Well, she
yeah,
just-
it's weird.
Yeah.
Because I guess it would be weird if Sandy Cheeks was a hot human in SpongeBob and she was just like a busty human.
Yeah, she's just another
Or a
varmint.
bikini. Yeah, you have to make her a vermin for it to
Yeah.
be like palpable.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's still like hot.
Yeah.
She's still like obviously a hot because squirrels, you might not know this, squirrels do not normally wear bikinis.
Oh shit! And the fact that she does makes her
Human.
different.
It anthropomorphizes a squirrel to make her hot.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did on purpose, obviously.
They gave her
dude,
huge cans too.
Yeah, they make her
They're not
wear.
that
They
huge.
make a squirrel
No,
wear a bra.
you are right. They are
They're-
like
they're appropriate
they're like
size.
they're like oranges.
Yeah.
Orange is good.
She got like strong C cup.
Orange, yeah,
Yep.
orange is.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, an orange is.
Because I've seen some busty squirrels before in the wild.
With the big long hangers.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm into big
Peacocking.
titty goth squirrels.
That's my type.
Yeah, that's a good one. That should be a T-shirt.
Yeah. You can anthropomorphize
We're-
any animal to be hot if you just like put a bikini on it and make it like busty.
Give it lips and
Give it-
hips.
Yeah.
Lips and hips. That's all you need.
lips,
make it hot.
hips, and I'll take a dip. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not doing this. It's it's the corporations that are pushing this on us.
I know they really
Yeah.
are.
They're
I think it's just like I said. I think it's just not to have like an actual woman in a bikini.
Yeah.
But Jessica Rabbit is a human.
They're sexualizing.
They are. They're sexualizing animals. They're sexualizing Hasenpfeffers. We don't need that.
Hasenpfeffer?
Hasenpfeffers.
What is a Hasenpfeffer?
It's a bunny.
I love that. Dude.
Yeah, Hasenpfeffer.
That's a good last name.
It is. It's kind of like
Hasenpfeffer?
kind of like an English last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would say maybe a little like German too, like Hasenpfeffer.
Yo, dude, totally German.
Ah, he is. What's
Sergeant Hasenpfeffer.
yeah, Hasenpfeffer. Haus. Just and throw umlauts
Nazi
on
bunny.
it. Just throw some umlauts.
Yeah.
There's just a bunny that's going, Hitler was a pretty good guy. Yeah, it's a Hasenpfeffer.
I wouldn't be surprised. They are using, dude. The man is using bunnies to push their agenda.
Was it 6 million bunnies? I don't know.
How many Hasenpfeffers?
Who can count, really?
How many Hasenpfeffers? I'm cool with saying that word the rest of the podcast. That's the most
fine.
fun I've had saying a word in a long time.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. We're gonna need to come up with our. You know how a lot of people will be like, use code towel to get 30% off. We're gonna need to come up with a word when we start selling because we're starting to get a lot of sponsors. So
Yeah.
we're gonna need a word like use code, and I don't think it should be granddaddy. I think it should be like something.
Hasenpfeffer.
Nobody will be able to spell it. Like, remember, just type in,
terrible.
and we always have to spell it differently. Just type in HOSSEFER. No, it's Hasenpfeffer.
The marketing
Every time we'll
team.
spell it differently. Just use code HAUSEPHEFER.
Each promo is a different spelling of that same thing.
How are you
It's a
guys
very
not understanding
specific
the
promo code, yeah.
Remember, it's Sinakina-Dodi Chody. Dude, that should be our the code that we use.
Sinakina-Dodi code.
Sinakina-Dodi Chody.
Dodi Chody.
Sai Ninakai Dodi Chody.
Sinakina-Dodi Chody.
How do you spell Sinakina-Dodi Chody?
Yeah, what is that?
It's kind of
Explain.
Okay. Sinakina-Dodi Chody.
It's a literary term.
It's a literary term.
Yep.
And it's kind of like when a part represents the whole.
Yep.
It's like how does a part represent?
It's
the
kind of
whole?
like a synecdoche. Is pretty much
It's a
what
lot like a synecdoche.
Synecdoche.
It's a lot like a synecdoche.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're pretty much synonyms, but
And
but
those are
Sinakina-Dodi Chody explains more. than
it's
synecdoche.
it's an encompassing term that includes synecdoche.
Sinakina-Dodi Chody.
Sai.
It kind of sounds like
Ninakai.
a lake in Wisconsin.
Oh, like Sinakina-Dodi Chody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What tribe had that? What
The-
tribe was Sinakina-Dodi Chody?
The Sinakina-Dodi Chody tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sinakina-Dodi Choders.
Choders? Yeah, what is that? The suffix is chode in that? It's the suffix.
Yeah, I mean, they're called the Choders these days. They still
Yeah.
kind of live on.
Come from a long line of choders.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the Western
And
mindset.
they're floppy disk looking digs.
Yeah.
That's really what set them apart. Kind of more plain.
Well, it
people.
was pronounced enough for them to be like call themselves that, right?
Yeah.
If you call yourselves the Choders, you're gonna have a chode.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah.
You'll be ostracized if you don't.
Yeah. I mean, why else would you call yourself that, right?
Right. Yeah, there's really no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good name for a team.
How'd you guys feel about that sauna? How'd you guys like getting that sauna cold plunge?
It was
today?
good.
Joe, you're right. So the 3 sessions does wipe you
Too much.
out.
It's too much. Like
Yeah.
you're paying for the great feeling with tiredness.
I was kind of hoping that it would be like a great feeling that felt like uplifted. Like if I go for a run, I'm like have good energy the rest of the day.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be kind
Yeah,
of
you
like
have some
that.
endorphins going.
Yeah, but
well, here's the thing, Ryan. 2 sessions is like running 2 miles, mile and a half. 3 sessions automatically makes it like a 9-mile run.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna feel great after a 1.5 mile run. After a 9-mile run,
you still
you're
feel
gonna
great, but
well,
you're
gonna
tired,
be toasted.
You're exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But
And
it's nice, dude. I really freaking like the sauna cold plunge.
it's so good, man.
Well, I've never been ever. So that kind of woke me up, you know.
How was getting into the cold plunge? Like, how did it feel touching your skin?
I didn't expect it to be that cold. I expected because I've been in cold pools before. Like you go to a hotel, the pool's outdoor, it's fucking cold. You're like, all right.
An outdoor cold pool is probably like 70 degrees.
Okay.
If not
And
more.
it feels very cold when you get in it.
And it feels freezing, but it's probably in between like 60 and like 70 some degrees.
That seems right.
Yeah, where this one was, I think it was like 41.
You said 41
Yeah.
or 42? Yeah.
It's insane.
And it might be even colder.
My dick went back inside my body.
Oh, guys, my scrotum.
I had a mangina, guys.
Is like a stone.
Has a mangina.
Everyone at the spot started chanting that.
That's the hardest part about getting in the cold plunge is dealing with your mangina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's
chanting.
taunting you.
After
Yeah.
that cold plunge,
I
have
don't
to
like this community of people.
I have
It's very,
to
very welcoming.
push
they
one
were.
of my nuts out of my inguinal canal.
See, we've talked about this, right?
Yeah.
That's never happened to me.
It happens to me. I think I have a not closed inguinal canal. So like when I get cold,
Iguanal canal?
yeah, an iguana canal.
Okay.
When I get cold enough, one of my nuts goes back into my body, and I have to push it back out.
That's crazy. You have to push down from like your pelvis.
So it goes into my pube area, and I have to push it back into my scrotum.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I've had my balls fucking come back, you know, and you push them back in, but like not to that extent.
I think you
Jesus.
just said exactly that.
I think you
extent.
said exactly
you just said
that too,
exactly
yeah.
to that extent.
Okay.
Anything that requires pushing them back out is that
So
extent.
you're saying that your nuts, your testicle, will go back into your body?
Well, yeah, back into the sack, and then you have to push it back down to the bottom.
That's exactly what Joe said, right?
Yeah, like mine.
Yeah, but he made it sound like it goes up into his fucking abdomen almost.
What
He
are you
said it goes
talking-
up into your pelvis. Mine just goes back into I have a huge fucking sack, guys.
and so your sack is empty.
Picture my sack as like it's a big fish tank, right?
Okay.
It's a big fish tank. And
Okay.
you just put 2 ping pong balls in there, and that's it.
Wow, so you have a lot of skin.
I think so more than anything.
Very airy sack.
Are we talking like a 30-liter fish tank? Or like how big is the fish tank? Because I'm thinking of like a full... I'm thinking of something
like
huge.
like an aquarium?
I'm
Okay,
thinking of an
okay.
aquarium,
You
like,
found
yeah.
found a fish tank on Facebook Marketplace. Huge fish tank, 55 gal, right? You're like, holy shit! I can put a whole
tank.
wow. I could probably put a whole school of fish in this.
Okay.
but then you just get 2 goldfish. You throw them in there.
Wow. Okay,
and those
so
are your testicles?
when I get so cold...
It's an exaggerated version of my testicles. Yes.
When I get so cold, it's only my right one. My right one will go into my.
interesting.
It goes into the inguinal.
It's my
canal,
right one, too.
And it goes. I have to push it back from like right where my pubes are. So you have the exact same thing, man. We're talking about the same thing.
yeah, to an extent. Yeah, we still. have the-
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had that happen, and like I've been afraid. Like I've been like, oh my god, I lose my fucking ball, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
You pop it back out. That's nuts.
Yep,
I've never
you
had
put-
to. I've never had to do
you
any
push it
maintenance
back
to
out.
get it to where it needs to be.
It's in one of Vonnegut's books, he talks about how a guy got scared from a dog attack, and he was so scared that both of his balls sucked back into his canal, and he had to get them surgically pulled back out.
oh my god,
Damn.
Yeah, that's how far they retracted.
this doesn't happen often.
Mine
often-
happens every time I get cold. One nut always goes back up, the same one, and it goes back up. You know, it goes back up to where in my scrotum I have one nut. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
Crazy, bro.
Does it
And
go
it-
back out on its own when you warm back up? You
Yes.
have to
Yep.
pop it back out?
Yes, it will go back on its own. But if I'm cold, I can like push it back out, and I can feel it come back in the canal. I can push it back in and out of me. Wow. Yeah.
Does
right?
it hurt? Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all. But there is a sensation. Like I can feel it going in and out, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Zero pain. Zero pain.
because it's still your nuts. Just picture your nut is just like.
That's crazy
You're
that
right.
both of you
The-
guys
the
have
only
that.
the
but
only way I
don't.
can describe it is the old DVD players, how like when it would go into screensaver mode and you saw the DVD logo go.
Oh
Yeah, yep, across the screen.
It's kind of what it seems like. It's just you're like it's going to the nether. It's going to the nether region.
How
I don't
does-
know.
Mine,
That-
the screensaver is going off the TV though, and it
Yeah.
has to be pushed back onto the TV.
Yep,
screen.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, here's something.
I
that
understand it less now.
The cinema file over here is just talking about screens.
How does that make any sense? The fucking DVD icon going across the screen relates to your ball getting sucked up
Because it's
into your-
satisfying to push it back in and out. Is
Oh,
how
it's,
I take
it's
that.
satisfying.
Picture the logo should
When
be
it hits the
It
corner?
should be centered. It should always be. That's your balls.
But it's not
That's
always
the base.
centered. It's bouncing from screen to from.
But
side to
our,
screen.
our left nut is just going wild, right? And you're like,
It's like a
"Will you
lazy
please
eye."
go back down. You know,
It's just going off it by itself. So
Yeah.
wait, so it's bouncing from side to side on its own. It's moving on its own, or just going up.
well, yeah, like Joe
getting
says,
stuck.
It's going off the screen.
How the hell is it like the DVD logo, guys?
that was a bad analogy.
It's as simple as it wasn't a good
Okay,
analogy.
I want it to be a good analogy, and
It seemed
and
good
I
in
wanna
my head at the
understand it.
time. It wasn't good. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you guys a question? I've been thinking about this longer than Ryan's been thinking about even and odd numbers,
fuck, dude, that-
going back and forth. What does it mean when your balls drop? They say like, "Oh,
that's a
I
good
became
one.
a
That's a
man
good
and now
one.
my balls have dropped."
I've never
What
understood
does
that
that
either.
mean? When were your balls ever not dropped?
Yeah.
I've always had 2 testicles in my sack. Does it mean that some people don't have testicles in their sack and then one day their balls drop into their
So
sack?
maybe it's
What does that mean?
your voice drops, right?
So instead of saying your voice dropped, they say your balls dropped. Like, let's just replace voice with balls. Also, you get hairy. So let's just say your balls hairy.
So if you think about it, like puberty dropped on you, right?
Okay.
Like puberty has just dropped. Like this new movie just dropped.
Your voice doesn't go up
Puberty
the
just
octaves
dropped
when you
on
hit
you.
your nuts.
it doesn't.
You've
That's-
never
That's a
seen
cartoon.
that's
That's like
another
a
one
cartoon
too, yeah.
thing.
I know, but you've never seen a dude get his like in the mob movies. Like he gets grabbed by the nuts and they're squeezing their nuts. They go,
I think
Yeah.
that's just screaming.
No, but what I'm saying is when you go through puberty, yeah, your voice drops, but your balls drop as well. I think to an extent.
That's what we don't understand. Your balls physically get lower.
I think yeah, don't your balls keep growing and your ears keep growing?
But why is it called dropping? Why don't we call it like, oh, my balls grew? Why do we say your balls dropped?
I guess
My
yeah.
balls
Like,
matured.
Do you guys remember being 6 and being able to feel your balls? Because I don't have a distinct memory of being prepubescent and knowing that my balls were
I do.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've
So
been there
then,
as long
yeah.
as I can remember.
Sure.
Maybe that's what Kamala Harris's mom meant.
Oh, like
Your
the
balls didn't just fall out of a coconut tree.
That is.
You think your
probably-
balls just fell out of the coconut tree?
That has to be what you meant.
It all makes sense now.
It's just okay, and then so our balls drop. We'll just take it. Our balls drop at some point, and then when we get our first physical, that all the young boys fear in like 6th grade. I remember. This,
I have a
all the boys
physical
were
on
like,
Tuesday.
okay.
I'm getting my,
I had a
I'm
physical 2
getting my
weeks ago.
balls touched on Tuesday.
Oh, it's coming up. Not okay.
It's good.
So every 6th grader feared it because they were going to look.
Okay, so I
They're gonna get
remember
your dick.
when I was in 6th grade, I remember asking my fucking boys, I'm like, how is your physical? And they're like, dude, they're gonna grab your nuts. And I was like, holy shit, I can't do this, dude. That's insane. And so I remember when it happened, I was sweating bullets. I'm like, this doctor's gonna grab my nuts at some point. and I remember the moment that he's like, well, yeah, my mom was with me. She's like, yeah, the doctor was like, yeah, could you step out? And my mom's like, oh, yep. And right there, I'm like, this is a coming of age. Like this is like
is.
the
It's a
tradition.
He's
Pivotal
going to
moment.
manually drop your balls for
This
you.
is, this is when a boy becomes a man, is when he goes and has his 6th grade physical.
It's not the bar
and they-
mitzvah. It's when you get your nuts grabbed
It
by,
is.
by
That
an
is-
older physician.
that is our coming of age. That is like our Western, like that is our boy to man transition, is when the doctor grabs your nuts.
He grabbed him?
Yeah, well, yeah, for me.
My
I
doctor
pulled
just peeked, just looked at it.
That's the
I
new.
pulled my
That's
pants
the
down,
new. That's the
he
new
touched my
manhood.
nuts, and he said cough.
I've never had a doctor do that.
So as far as I know, they
heard
say
about it,
cough to see
You've been in
if your
high
balls go
school
back
sports
into
and you
your
get a
inguinal
sports
canal.
physical.
Oh, I have
Ryan.
done a sports physical, but they just looked. They didn't touch.
They didn't
They
make you
should touch.
cough.
They should touch.
No, I never had to cough with someone's hand on my
Really?
balls.
They
No.
didn't hold your balls and go cough.
No.
Okay,
No.
so you had this too.
I thought that was like, I thought that
didn't
was
just
something
get
that happened in like the
touched at
70s.
Yeah, no, it still happens.
I didn't think that happened
I was in
anymore.
college soccer too, and I got a physical then, and still cough.
You weren't in college soccer.
Yeah, I was. I was goalie.
Were you really?
Yeah,
Easy.
I was goalie, and I was like their only option.
At
so
Mankato?
So I started actually. No, this was at the community college I went to.
Oh shit, bro.
So we played like
Down
up-
in Austin.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was down in Austin.
What's your address right
So we
now?
played Gus Davis, and I was goalie, and we lost like 5-0. So they quickly found a new
Yeah.
goalie.
Goalie's hard, man.
It's
People
a
are
lot
going
of
for
pressure.
Well, dude, it
race,
sounds like
yeah.
your team couldn't score. It doesn't sound like a you problem,
Well,
really.
we were stacked too. We had all these Brazilian dudes that they had who were playing, who literally flew out there to play for that fucking school.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They couldn't score then, huh?
Soccer,
dude.
Soccer's a little bit unbalanced, and also baseball's a little bit unbalanced. I think football is more balanced. And why I say that, if you have a perfect goalie, the score will always be them 0. If it's a perfect goalie. If you have a perfect pitcher, it's always going to
It
be
does fall on
whatever 0 because they'll technically always throw a perfect game. In football, you need running backs. You can have a perfect quarterback, but you also need a running back. So
Right.
football's a little bit
No,
more
if you have a
balanced in that
perfect quarterback, because
regard. You need somebody to catch the ball. Or they could
you
run it
need
every time.
a receiver.
Yeah.
you're
I guess
talking
the
about.
quarterback
Yeah.
could technically,
Quarterback
if you had a
can
perfect
run.
quarterback,
It doesn't
they could
matter.
get the ball and then
It
run
doesn't-
But then
every
that
time.
becomes a predictable
It doesn't
play.
matter who the wide receiver is. If the quarterback's perfect, they'll complete the pass. I mean, we're talking in a pure hypothetical because because a perfect is completely unattainable.
And so I'm saying if you have a perfect goalie and all the rest of your team are 4-year-olds, the score would still be 0 because you block every shot that the opponent makes on you.
So you would never lose.
You never lose.
Yeah.
In baseball, if the rest of your team are 6-year-olds, but you're a perfect pitcher, every game is a no-hitter. If you're a football player and you're the perfect quarterback and the rest of your team is 4-year-olds, you're still not going to do it.
Because
so football's a little bit more
because I
balanced
think
in that.
because if you're thinking about it, right, it's not because the quarterback is not a defensive position. Goalie and pitcher are both defensive positions. So you
Pitcher's
never
kind of defensive.
pitcher is 100% defensive. You're on defense when you're pitching. You're trying to prevent the other because that's how the other team will score 0. If you have a team of 6-year-olds on a football team, the other team's gonna score a touchdown every drive. You're not holding the other team to anything, right?
So what if you had no, I like what you're saying there. I like that. So what if you had a perfect, I guess, like defensive player? There's the thing with football that's harder is there's so many more players.
So many players, yeah. For an NFL play to go right, 11 dudes have to be on the same page and do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had like a perfect, it's the same as soccer, but a perfect like hockey goalie, the
Same
score would
thing,
always
yeah.
be like whatever 0. So, do you think that there's I guess it's just different in that regard.
Defense, right? It's just because those 3 sports, soccer, hockey, and baseball, all have a primary defender, like a goalie, and I would put pitcher as the goalie in that regard too.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
The one that if they do their job perfectly, the other team won't score.
It'll always be 0 on them. Yeah.
Football doesn't have that.
The closest analog of like when I compare goalie to somebody in football, it has to be quarterback.
I'm going to take a piss real quick.
Exactly, because it's the one person that plays that position.
Exactly.
And
usually
it's like the most important position on the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like the most important position isn't always going to be defense, kind of like you said.
In football, the most important position is quarterback. Quarterback's the most important position in all of sports.
Yeah.
In baseball, the pitcher is going to be your primarily most important position, just like in hockey. It's the goalie.
Because if you took them away, if you had a great team but a horrible goalie, you're screwed. If you have the all-stars but a horrible pitcher, you're still screwed.
Yep.
And if you have a great football team but a horrible quarterback, that's tough. It's a little bit more balanced.
No.
It's still going to be rough, but it's not as rough as a horrible
If you have
goalie.
a great football team with an okay quarterback, you're not going to do that great. The best football teams have the best quarterbacks. Hands down. In the modern NFL, the best quarterbacks win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or make deep playoff runs.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with a shit quarterback in the NFL.
It's like central. It's
too integral.
central to
It's the entire game. That's why they say like team wins is a quarterback stat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they never look at a wide receiver and like, oh, he's 4-5 this, or he's like he has a losing record in his career. That means he's a bad wide receiver. They'll never say that. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, a receiver is only as good as his quarterback.
Yeah.
But it makes perfect sense to be like, oh yeah, this quarterback wins 60% of his games.
Yeah. So I guess the difference is just like defense and offense, like what the central like focal point is that will change the score. What other sports are there? Like tennis. Tennis is
that's a solo. I mean, we're talking team sports.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like obscure team sports like handball, polo, that kind of thing
is there
too.
A goalie
Basketball.
in polo?
Yeah, water polo. There's a goalie, and I don't know about like actual polo.
Like
probably
with horses?
Probably goalie.
That would be nuts to be on a horse just defending goal.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
insane, dude.
I played goalie a few times in like high school, and I hated it. I hated.
I'm
just
a goalie by nature, bro.
Yeah,
I love it. I played goalie in hockey for 10 years. That was my primary position in hockey.
Yeah.
And then I played goalie in lacrosse a little bit, which is terrifying because you have like you don't really have any more pads than the regular player does. You just have a bigger net on your stick. That's it.
Yeah.
Some players wear knee pads, but they always kind of like make fun of you if you do. You're expected to
It's like bitch shit.
to take those hard fucking rubber balls off your shin bones.
It sucks.
That's just expected.
Yeah.
Lacrosse goalies are badass.
They're
motherfuckers,
hardened men.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Totally.
Have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like basketball doesn't have a goalie. You have like a rim protector, like a big center, but they're kind of like a goalie, but still they're not, you know,
Who's
not a goalie in the normal sense.
Yeah. Who's like the team captain of a baseball team is probably going to be the pitcher.
Not necessarily.
Do you think? Okay.
Sometimes it's their best hitter.
Because dude, baseball teams have like 15 pitchers.
Wow.
It's a lot of backups.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backups.
Well, it's not backups. It's one pitcher pitches. So the way pitching works in baseball, you have a starting pitcher, you have 5 starting pitchers, and one pitcher will pitch a good. Hopefully, you'll have them go 6 for 6 innings, and then you go into the bullpen. So you have starting pitchers and relief pitchers in the bullpen, right? And a different starter will start each game for 5 days because after a starter pitches, they need 4 days to rest before their arm is ready to go for the next time out. So you have 5 starting pitchers to cover each day of like a week of games, and then you have just relief pitchers that come in and they can pitch every day to come in and just pitch an inning or 2 towards the end of games. And then you have a closing pitcher who will, if you have the lead in the 9th inning, the closer will come in. And the closing pitcher is like typically should be the best pitcher on the team.
So sometimes you'll have like 3 to 4 guys that'll like sub in and out throughout the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
But once they sub out, they can't come back in that same game. Yeah. Yeah. So like
I shouldn't have said in. It's just out. Yeah.
And that's the thing that makes baseball interesting is because you're not when you're playing a team because they play a team like series, right? You'll play a team 3 times, 4 times at a time. And then you'll go to the next city and you'll play that team 3, 4 times, and that's that series. And that's how the baseball season works. But any individual game that you play, you're not getting the same version of that team from one game to the next because the pitcher is different.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like 2 vastly different. I mean, like pitching is the most important part of baseball.
Okay.
Right? And so if you have if you're facing the same team but 2 different pitchers, that's can sometimes be 2 very different teams.
It takes a team effort to get through.
Because imagine
to get through just a position in baseball.
Imagine playing a football team twice in a row, and they have to use a different quarterback for each game.
Yep.
Your expected outcome is going to vary wildly because you could be playing against Patrick Mahomes, but then their other quarterback ends up being like fucking
rookie backup. Maybe.
Yeah, Joe Schmo, anyone.
Just a new guy.
Yeah,
just a guy that.
Or just a guy who's not anywhere near Mahomes' level.
Isn't that
right?
Sam Darnold's situation? Because Kirk Cousins is out.
Well, no, Kirk Cousins plays for the Falcons now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So is Sam Darnold just the new pick, the new guy?
New guy.
Why did I? Okay, so that's how little I know about the Vikings. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
So that's why baseball. that's why
embarrassing,
in baseball it's not weird for the worst team to beat the best team in any given game.
Yeah.
That's why they play
That's kinda
series,
nice.
dude. Yeah.
How did I miss the loop on Cousins getting traded to Atlanta?
He wasn't traded. We just didn't re-sign him. He was a free agent. Yeah. So he tore his Achilles last year, and then we just decided not to re-sign him. So he signed. He could have signed with us, but he chose to sign for more money with Atlanta.
No shit. Yeah.
And then so the Vikings signed Sam Darnold for like just $10 million, which sounds a lot, but it's really not for a quarterback.
Right.
As a bridge quarterback for 1 year, because
I mean,
the Vikings
how much
drafted,
did you pay Cousins? Wasn't it like something?
Cousins was
crazy?
making like $35 million.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And he's making, I think, over 40, maybe close to 50 in Atlanta now.
Jesus.
Yeah. But the thing is if you pay the quarterback that much money, you don't have that. There's a salary cap, right? So you can't then build a good team around him.
Right.
So the move is like to maybe get like a cheaper quarterback that's not as good, but build up a good roster around him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like
Some good receivers, good running backs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good defense.
I kind of wish that I cared about sports. I just don't give a fuck about sports. I've tried. To sit down and try to get into them.
Did you grow up with
can't.
sports? Did your dad care about sports?
No,
Yeah,
not
see
at all.
that?
I only recently
Not at all.
started giving
That's a
shit
big
about
part of
sports
it.
just because I've been placing sports bets on my phone.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a nice way to get
Oh,
into it.
Adam,
Having
how did
some-
that-
That's kind of how I got into it.
That's
That's
nice.
about it.
How did
though.
that bet turn out yesterday?
Dude, so the picks
Matt
that you told me
Duchene
worked
and
out, but the issue was I had other people on the picks. So I had different sports going. So all the hockey ones that you told me were going to work out.
Let's go.
So I actually got a little bit of money on that. But
go.
I picked some soccer
Where's my
picks.
cut?
And that's where's your
my
cut?
cut,
Yeah,
bitch?
where's your $5 cut? God.
So you did a parlay with multiple sports?
Yeah,
Wow.
which is it sometimes works in my favor, but I've learned
If you win, yeah.
Yeah, if you win, but no. I'm learning slowly that I can't bet on soccer because soccer is just so fucking unpredictable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think depends on the. I know very little
Hockey,
about soccer.
hockey, I can rely on it more. It's the same kind of rules as soccer to an extent, but it's a smaller area.
Yep.
So the likelihood of them scoring is actually higher.
A little bit.
The
Yep.
size of a soccer field is like
huge.
it's huge. It's like it's 1 time and a half the size of a football field.
Is it really bigger than a football field?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Yep. So it's like there's a lot of running, a lot of time being wasted, a lot of
450
bullshit.
yards.
It's nuts.
It's 450 yards. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something like
That's
that.
not 1.5
Huge.
times football field.
What's a football field? 300
100,
yards?
100 yards.
100 yards?
Yeah.
So it's
So 300 feet.
It's 150 yards.
150 yards?
How
Yeah,
long is a soccer
that sounds right. Here, let me
Oh, yeah,
look it up.
where'd I get 300? Is a football field 300 feet? Or where did I...
It's 100 yards.
Okay, so it's 300 feet.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
Okay,
probably
gotcha.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
A soccer field is generally larger than an American football field with more width than a longer length. So, gotcha. Here, hold on.
Inside.
For clothes that Tristan lost. At Bold 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener.